Hey everybody, this is my update for April and May. I'm sorry for the delay. There's been a lot going on here that I can't wait to fill you in on my blog today. So let me start with April. So right now we're currently in the really big holiday season here in Israel. Over the past month in April, we had a lot of different holidays to celebrate, both Jewish and Christian, and also at the beginning of May we've had some holidays as well. So I want to tell you all about them. So first, we're going to start with Pesach, also known as Passover. It's a Jewish feast that commemorates when the Israelites left Egypt and when the plagues came to Egypt, that the angel of death passed over all the Israelites' households where there was blood marked on the doorpost. So that holiday was from April 14th to the 22nd. Here in Israel and everywhere around the world, Jews celebrate this. On the first night, they have what's called a Passover Seder. And it just remembers their leaving Egypt and them leaving slavery and becoming free. I was fortunate enough to get to have a Passover Seder here with an Israeli family. It was an incredible experience to get to participate in this tradition and holiday. It was very wonderful. So during Passover here in Jerusalem, everything has to be koshered for Passover. So there's no leaven allowed during Passover anywhere. So it's hard to find bread and pasta and all those things because all the restaurants and supermarkets and everywhere have to be kosher for Passover. So that was a very interesting experience, but it's all good. I like matzah. So Passover happened, and actually during Passover, I was able to celebrate Easter. Easter took place on the 20th of April, and it was just incredible to actually celebrate Easter here in Jerusalem, where it took place. I went to Sunday service and it was wonderful. And on Good Friday, I actually got to walk through the old city and around it and see all the Christian pilgrims that had come to commemorate the holiday. It was a really great experience, and it was just incredible to think that I was here in Jerusalem where the Easter took place and where Jesus was resurrected, and it's more than words. So I'm truly blessed to have been able to celebrate that. Along with that, I was actually able to see the Arab Christian community here in the Old City of Jerusalem and some of the traditions that they carry. On Good Friday, as well as the Saturday before Easter, these different groups called Scouts that represent each of the different major denomination churches in the Old City, so the Catholics and the Orthodox, but not only from Jerusalem, but from around Israel, come and they march around the city and have a bit of a parade style thing. They march usually around the outside of the walls of the Old City, which is really incredible. So I was very lucky to get to participate and see Christians from this part of the world in some of their traditions for Easter. But that's not the only holidays that we've had. There are also a few more on the somber note that take place. At the very end of April, we have Yom HaShoah, which is Holocaust Remembrance Day. And that is very special here in Israel because Israel is the Jewish state, and the Holocaust was the atrocity that happened to the Jewish people in Europe. So many people who live here had family and were directly affected by this travesty and catastrophe. that was perpetuated by hatred. So it's very close to the heart of the Israeli people as well as the Jewish people. So I was able to see a ceremony that they had held here on campus, which was very nice. And something else that they do is they ring the siren for 2 minutes, and all of Israel stops and stands in silence to remember those who were so brutally murdered just for being Jews. It was extremely powerful moment, and you can go online and see lots of clips of cars on the highway pulling over and stopping and people getting out. It's incredible that the whole nation just stops to remember. That's not the only holiday that they remembered. Also here in the beginning of May, we have Yom HaZikaron, which is Memorial Day, to remember all the soldiers that have fallen in defense of Israel and in the service of their country, as well as victims of terror. So that, once again, another powerful day. And for that holiday, I actually went to the Kotel, or the Western Wall, and got to see a ceremony with President Shimon Peres, as well as soldiers and representatives of all the branches of the Israeli Defense Force, which that was also a very incredible ceremony. Then, literally, at sundown, when that holiday ends, because all holidays here start from sundown to sundown, as Shabbat and every other Jewish holiday. So we go from Yom HaZikaron, which is Memorial Day, and at sundown, the next day, is the next holiday, Yom HaTzmaut, or Independence Day. This is the day that Israel became a state. And it goes from somber and remembering to celebration of Israel being in existence. So this year, for Yom HaTzmaut, it was Israel's 66th birthday, and it was incredible to walk the streets of Jerusalem and see everyone wearing their blue and white and seeing Israeli flags and bands playing and people dancing, just celebration of this incredible country that I'm in. It's just been holiday after holiday, some more sad and for remembering, and others more joyful and celebrating. So that's what's been going on. For the past month, I've been able to participate in all these wonderful events. But I also want to talk about my experience with Tzarel. Tzarel is a volunteer organization where Jews and non-Jews alike can volunteer to help the Israeli Defense Force. So I was fortunate enough to go on a program for a week and help out. I packaged medical equipment that the IDF uses in emergency situations, like when they go and help victims of the Haiti earthquakes and any other natural disaster, like when they went to go help in Japan and in the Philippines. The medical equipment that I was packaging is going to be used for that. So I felt very happy to get to give back and do something to give back to this great place where I'm fortunate to live for the year. I made some very great friends when I was on this program, two of whom came, one from the United States and one from England, to volunteer to serve in the IDF. And they just started. So I'm very proud to have met two great young men who wanted to come here and serve here in Israel. So I suggest everyone check out Tzarel. It's a really great program. You get to learn about Israel, you get to be in Israel, and you get to give them. I hope you enjoyed this edition, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.